Good morning, mathematicians. Today we'll be doing lesson 9.5, Conversions among Fractions, Decimals, and Percents. Our objective today is again to rename fractions as percents and rename decimals as percents. Let's get started with our warm-up. Today for our warm-up we'll be adding fractions with denominators of either 100 or 10. Go ahead and get started on these problems now. We can see that for 45 hundredths plus 25 hundredths, our denominator is the same. It's both 100. So we can just add across and keep the denominator the same. So 45 plus 25 is 70. And then we keep our 100 the same. The same thing with 33 hundredths and 14 hundredths. We can keep our denominator the same, and then we add 33 plus 14, which is 47 hundredths. Erase your boards and let's get started on the next set. This time, you should notice that now we have 6 hundredths and 5 tenths. And here 24 hundredths and 7 tenths. So we need to make sure we change our tenths to hundredths before we add them together. I know that one way to make an equivalent fraction is just to add the 0 on to the 10 here to make it 100, but then I have to add the 0 on to my numerator to make it 50. And now I can just do the same as before and add across. 6 plus 50 is 56, and we keep our 100 the same. Same with the bottom. I can change my 10 to 100, change my 7 to 70, and add across. 24 plus 70 is 94. Keep my 100 the same. Erase your board and we'll get started on the last set. Again, we have unlike denominators, so I need to change them so that they're both 100. I'm going to add a 0 to my 10 and a 0 to my 2. I don't need to do anything to the other fraction. And then down here I'm going to add a 0 to my 10 and a 0 to my 8. And now I can just add across. 20 plus 4 is 24. Keep our hundredths the same. And then 80 plus 11 is 91 hundredths. Go ahead and erase your boards and set them to the side. So today we're looking back at page 342 and 343 again to now do our percent column. One way we can figure out the percent is to multiply the decimal by 100. I can do 0.5 or 5 tenths times 100, and when I do that, I get 50. So I know that my percent then is 50%, and I could fill that in over here. Looking at my next one for 1/3, I see that my decimal is 0.333333. I would punch that in my calculator and then do the times sign 100, and I get equals 33.3333. When I write that over here, I can just write it 33.3% to the tenths place. Another way I could do this without using a calculator is to move the decimal place over 2 places to the right. So I see my decimal places here for 5 tenths. I could move it 1, 2 places over, and now I've got 50 instead of 5 tenths. So that would be 50% just like we had over there. Same with 0.333333. I can move it 1, 2 places to the right, and now we can see I have 33.3333%. So those are 2 different ways that you could use to figure out the percents in your percent column. Our other work for the day will be doing pages 260A and 260B, practicing finding unknown angle measures. We're only going to do the odds on our own. So together let's look at, actually not 2, let's look at numbers 4 and 6. So for number 4, we know that the whole angle QNO is 118 degrees, and we know that the smaller angle QNP is 26 degrees. But we need to figure out the angle XONP. So we can figure that out by taking the whole thing minus this small angle to equal what's left over here. So for my equation, I could write 118 degrees, which is my whole angle, minus 26 degrees equals x degrees. And then I can figure that out by actually doing the subtraction. 118 minus 26. 8 minus 6 is 2. Oops. And then the 1 becomes an 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. So I know that the measure of PNO is 92 degrees. Let's look now at number 6, which is a little trickier. It gives us this information. Angle YZW is a straight angle. Measure of angle XZY is 33 degrees. Measure of angle XZW equals blank degrees. And then we have to fill out the equation. What do we know about a straight angle that can help us figure this out? Yes, we know a straight angle, so from here to here, is 180 degrees. And they already told us the smaller angle is 33 degrees. So to figure out angle XZW, what do we need to do? Good, we can take 180 minus 33 equals angle XZW. 180 minus 33, we can't do 0 minus 3, so we take from the 8, give it to the 0. 10 minus 3 is 7, 7 minus 3 is 4, and then 1. So 147 degrees. Take out your learning journey and make sure you have the date at the top. Then we can check off mental math. For your first job today, you'll be doing Math Journal, page 342 and 343. The denominators only of 2, 4, 5, 8, and 10, finding percents. Then you'll make sure you have math boxes 9.5 and 9.6 done. And Math Journal, page 260A and 260B, odds only. Then when you get done with that, if you're activity B, you'll move on to blend space practice F, or activity C can do blend space practice D through F. Make it a great day.